And welcome back to Tales of Symphonia, where we're about to come upon a cutscene where Colette pretends that she's an angel, so... I think that's what happens. Maybe that happened earlier. I can't remember anymore. Nope, that's what happens here. So you know. I think that's supposed to be mocking again, unfortunately. I could be wrong, but...
Well, but who is spiritual? Their Messiah?
I guess so. Like, it's not exactly really well thought out. Like, it's thought out enough, but, like, not to the fullness, I guess. Unless, let me see. It might be in, like, spare books that we didn't read, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, maybe. They want these two guys to capture the Pope and all of his knights.
Yep, just these
two. It's like it's a suicide mission, though.
Right.
It's like asking because in New Vegas, you go to Bitter Springs, the refugee camp, and you find out one of the Great Khans has been shooting random refugees, and you can tell him to either put his gun away and hang out with the Great Khans in their encampment, or say, "No, man, go on a suicide mission and attack the NCR."
Oh gosh, I would tell him to put his gun away.
And then you can do that, and then when next time you visit there, he does, and he takes out a good amount of people before they get him. Or in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, you meet a half-blood, which is like a really weak vampire, but he doesn't know how to do anything, and you can convince him there's a way to take down, there's a way he can get back to normal, like stop being a vampire, and that's if you kill the head vampire. And you can convince him that the head vampire is the president, and he needs to kill the president in order to get back to normal.
Oh,
you
wow.
you lose humanity for telling him to go do it, because he says, "Alright, I'll be back when I kill him."
Do we ever actually see the repercussions for that, or not really?
No, you just see him leave, but you lose humanity, because the less humanity you have in Bloodlines, the more you give into the beast, which is like your primal vampiric thing. And when you become the beast, you can't control your character anymore, and they just go on a random feeding frenzy killing spree.
You eventually get to control your character afterwards, again?
I'm not sure. I've never actually gone into the beast, because it's
Okay.
pretty easy to avoid if you don't drain people dry and you make the right decisions. Like,
That's fair.
if you're not a jerk or an idiot, you probably won't ever turn into the beast.
Okay, that's fair. So, like, if you... Alright, so basically if you only drain him dry, so what if we brought him down to, like, 1%? Would that still...
Yeah, it's still fine.
Alright.
That's always what's weird, but basically there's like a blood bar, and it drains when you're drinking someone's blood.
Right.
So you want to stop it right at the right moment, but if you drain someone enough that they die, you lose humanity, because you just killed somebody, and the point is not to do that.
Right, I would assume that'd be like about 50% at the most, because I was going to say, if we bring them down to 1%, they ain't living.
Well, I think the bar represents a healthy amount of blood.
Okay.
So if you drain it, if that bar depletes completely, then
it's not
it's
total then. Alright.
At least that's the way I see it.
Right.
But depending on the person, it can drain really... Like, it doesn't, like... It's not like a loading screen where it gradually, like, depletes. It depletes in, like, chunks, like, really quickly, so you gotta time it.
Right.
And depending on the person, it might deplete fast over, like, large chunks, or it might go really slow if it's, I guess, someone that's bigger, or... I don't know.
That's fair. I can understand that. So, I don't remember exactly what happened, but basically the king told us to leave him alone, because apparently he's tired of all this. Even though we just saved his life, so, you know. And now we're looking for that cure for, Colette. Because apparently, for some reason, they have that book here. It's no use. Should we do that game eventually?
Oh, that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah. I'm willing... Since I think I'm really the only Sonic fan, aren't I?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a Sonic.
I'm willing to do it.
I haven't even visited the restaurant chain of Sonic.
Man, that makes me think of a Mega 64 skit.
I mean, was that one?
That was definitely one, yeah. Basically how they always went to a Sonic they always were trying to imply the Sonic games, but they were at a Sonic restaurant, that way they could... It's a pretty good skit, honestly.
Yeah. Well, a lot of The earlier ones were like the Bioshock one where he ran around eating food out of the garbage.
That was great. I mean, that one wasn't that early though. That one was
that was around probably whenever it released, around 2014,
yeah,
2013ish.
Whatever it was, because I was gonna say Mega 64 has been going for about 20 years now, I think.
20?
Yeah.
Wow.
They've been
doing stuff since 1997?
I think so. Like,
what were they doing in 1997? I feel like they would be like teenagers.
They pretty much started when they were 18.
Wow. What do they have, like their own website? Because I don't know how they would have done skid videos.
Basically, they used to air videos on a local television network.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Because I was gonna say there's no way they would have. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it used to be a local television network type of thing.
Local TV.
So it's like, you know how 6 in the morning you just, or like
yeah.
I guess 3 in the morning would be a better way to put it, but you know what I mean. Let me see. I'm just double checking here real quickly, because I'm curious. At the very least, 2004, because it's like they released. I would go with 2004. They've been doing stuff since before then, but it's like that was when they really started to do stuff. Because I was gonna say that would probably be right around the time of when they started to get at least some. I wouldn't say they're well known, but they're known enough, you know.
Yeah.
It's like most of their videos at the most have 200,000 views. Unfortunately, there's some views that break the 1 million mark, but most of them don't. I was gonna say they were known enough, at least at one point, for Nintendo Power to bring them up in one of their magazines, because I remember that specifically.
Well, they would have been kind of risky bringing them up, I guess, just because it's attached to them.
I was gonna say Nintendo Power doesn't happen to be owned by Nintendo, though, so.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Cause that's why companies typically won't assist. I mean, maybe Jared's a bit of an outlier. I don't know how he got where he is.
I was gonna say, I don't know how either. But I mean, Mega 64 obviously has to have a decent enough of a reputation with Nintendo, because they did.
Yeah, it's not like they're like notorious or they said anything like bad, genuinely, blatantly racist or anything like that. But it's just their humor can be kind of dark.
Yeah. We have to go to Heimdall. We need his permission to go visit the elves. But yeah, basically, it's like, I mean, they've done at least a few videos with Nintendo themselves, like for E3, and then I think there was a Mario video where they got Miyamoto to do some stuff with them as well. So
Robot Chicken's also done stuff with Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true.
That's because that's always the skit I always think of when you mention Mother 3. Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3.
Boop.
What about Star Fox?
We did get that one, although people didn't. I like that one. A lot of people didn't.
Yeah. Was it a remaster or was it a completely new title?
It was technically Star Fox 64 a second time, but with new stuff added. Or maybe it was
unlike Skyrim a second time, which is just Skyrim again.
Yeah, but this one I'm willing to let fly, considering that it was like, you know, N64.
Yeah, it's been more than 5 years it was released.
There was a lot of new stuff.
I just saw a picture, actually I think a couple of minutes ago, that was it was clearly a different meme from before, but they put Tata on it, and it's a person doing stand-up, and it says, "Buy Skyrim again." And someone in the audience says, "Boo, your material stinks, give us something else." And he's looking through all those flashcards, and he'll say, "Skyrim, Skyrim, 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 Skyrim."
Sounds about right. Oh man, there's that one video where I think or picture I should say that I shared with you where it was Jimmy Neutron, and it's like,
yeah,
Randy Pritchard, this is the 7th week in a row that you brought Skyrim to class.
I don't know if they're ever gonna recover from this.
I think they've released Skyrim a time too many, but at the same time, I am picking up for the Switch just because I own it, but I haven't played it since it came out.
Yeah, and it's got the motion control, so I guess you may as well.
And the Zelda outfits.
It's the improved edition too. It's not the original.
Yeah, and the Zelda outfits, although you know those are probably modded in 6 times already.
Yeah. Oh, just if you can if you can think of it, like even terrible
No, you're right.
bad
I know.
things,
I
and
know.
even really, really good things. If you
Yeah.
can think of it, it's probably an internet rule now. If you can think of it, it exists as a Skyrim mod.
Sad.
In
Yeah.
in some capacity, big or small, or even if it's an idea, it exists as a Skyrim mod.
I'd agree because it's like obviously there's that awful internet rule as well. There's
Yeah, it's the problem because I have a vampire assassin kind of character, and I'm like, oh, maybe I think I want to get an awesome vampire companion. Let me look up companions. I was like, oh, that one looks cool. All right, I'm gonna skip that one, and then like the whole rest of the top 20, I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just creepy how much because people took time and dedication to do that. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like I'm gonna spend an hour and type on a keyboard and this is that. They spent time meticulously designing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just creepy.
I blame Hugh Hefner, in part at least.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was pretty much done. What were you saying?
I was gonna say. Speaking of which, Hugh Hefner died like a week ago. Have we already talked about that?
Yeah, I think we did. We mentioned, it's not good that he's dead, but at the same time,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like he's messed up the world real bad, and obviously, we just gave a pretty good example of that. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like, there was a really interesting story I saw on Art Catholicism a few days ago, where basically he kept trying to send some Jesuits Playboy magazines, and they came back with a really witty response. But I can't remember what the witty response was at the moment.
Wait, they were sending the magazines to the Jesuits?
Yeah. Basically trying to get the Jesuits to write them a recommendation, because I think it was for America magazine, back before America had a bad name to it. So,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Well, I've heard that those brothers, I think in Belgium, that were giving euthanasia to people are being summoned to the Vatican so that they can hear directly
Surprise.
from their mouths.
Why?
Because, well, so that way they can give the final order on it. I guess to excommunicate them, because these people are they're giving people euthanasia, which is against church teaching, and when they were asked to stop, they said no.
Yeah.
So I think they're calling them, so they say, okay, we want to hear directly from you. We need you to publicly renounce a church teaching, a direct order from the Pope, and if that happens, then that's an excommunication, because that's what I believe that's what, I don't know if it's heresy or the other term, but it's public and adamant denial. The whole point is it has to be like indignant, like you have to be stuck in it. It has to be public.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not trying to laugh at you. Freaking ninjas.
Yeah, I saw the flash and I was just like, what?
Freaking ninjas. And then he doesn't even run away. It's like, oh, by the way, I did this. You could totally attack me right now.
Yeah, the Pope actually has his own ninja order.
I mean, yeah, they took all of the things way too far, because it's like the Jesuits are ninjas, and now we actually. Oh, I forgot about.
I mean, maybe there's probably someone out there who thinks that they're gonna send the Jesuit ninjas to take them out.
I mean, Jack Chick definitely thought that. Oh wow, it's almost been a year since Jack Chick passed away. I just realized.
Actually, now I want to find someone who's a good artist and say, hey, can you draw a ninja, but in the stylings of a Jesuit
I'm not even
priest?
gonna question that. That's probably already a thing.
Yeah, let me actually look that up myself.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now too. Close enough.
Oh my gosh.
See, I'm not checking Google. I know you're probably checking something else.
Oh no, yeah, I checked Google and there's a poster for something on some guy. It's like it's a fake movie poster on DeviantArt that says
I believe it.
Jesuit ninja, hitman of God.
Sounds about right. Why is that a GIF? That's not a GIF. Whatever. And here we see Zelos possibly thinking about betraying us. Oh, water's tasty. There's something else I was gonna say. I can't remember. Dang it! Dang it, Bobby. Whoa!
That boy ain't right, I tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Woggle.
Boggle.
I really wish they'd make a sequel to King of the Hill with Bobby as the main character now. I mean,
Yeah.
They could still have Hank and everything, obviously.
I
But
guess
it'd be
that's a
interesting.
crotchety old man.
I don't know if I'd say crotchety, but I mean, he at least wouldn't be as bad as, like, say, Cotton or something.
Yeah. Yeah, Cotton's just insufferable. There's
Yeah.
points where he's like, oh, well,
Decent human
I
being.
understand him. He's a good character. And then he, like, ruins it.
Right. Why don't we just do the duel first? Okay. We'll come do the honor duel later, I guess. Are we just going to ignore the honor duel? Like, we can technically ignore the honor duel for the rest of the game. I just don't, because, you know, extra... It's not that hard of a side quest, as long as you level up for it. Or you have a... I actually cheat the boss, and I'll show you how when we get there.
That's got me wondering about, I guess, characters in RPGs that give you something to do, and you forget about it. So, like, someone's like, alright, listen, I need you to give my grandmother's ashes to my nephew in, like, the next town over. You're like, alright, sure. And it's like, alright, then come back and tell me when you've done it. And then this person ends up waiting, like, a year.
Right.
And then, well, someone stole my grandmother's ashes. Or he died on the way.
Think about how much worse it must be for an MMO, though, because it's like you get all these missions, and then it's like, oh, this mission's not even worth it anymore. I'm 10 levels over, but I have this person's ashes.
Let me just drop this.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh, man.
Right?
Because...
Like...
That, and I guess I wish people weren't too lazy in some of these, because it seems like it's really easy in an RPG to just buy a sword and go on an adventure, and all these other people are like, I need you to take this amulet across town through bandit country, and I'm too weak to do it. I mean, and I'm 24 or something, and I've got a sword.
I'll mostly agree. For this one, I can understand, because remember, the only reason we're able to fight the Desions, supposedly, is the
Oh yeah, this one makes sense. Yeah.
But at the same time, that doesn't make sense, because remember, Genus didn't originally have an X... I mean, he had magic, sure. But he didn't originally have an X-Sphere, and he was able to totally fight the Zions before he had an X-Sphere. So you know. It kind of contradicts itself here and there.
Yeah, I guess it's more of a Western RPG thing. Because, I mean, obviously in actual medieval history, you couldn't just be a serf and say, I want to go on an adventure and become a knight. No, you're going to farm for the rest of your life, and so are your children and grandchildren.
Right.
But it seems like in Western RPGs, the main character just starts out like a farm boy, and they get a sword, and they go out and make the world their own. But like regular people can't seem to do that. They can't walk. They can't hire a carriage driver to take them to the next town over and give them something.
That'd be really nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like I don't know. I wish the roads were more populated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it seems like people just kind of sit in the town and don't want to go anywhere. I mean, I know there's dragon attacks, but I mean, I don't know.
Right.
Where's all the trading when all this is going on? I know there's like limitations too, but
that's kind of why I really like Golden Sun, because it does actually bring up the trading and how that does affect stuff that's going on. They don't do it that much, but it's like there's bits and pieces of it here and there.
Because people forget how reliant a lot of societies are on trading. Because like whatever county might be like rich in salt, but they don't have enough food, so they have to trade the salt for something else.
Right, exactly.
Or they only have one kind of food, but you can't eat beans your entire life. You need to have some kind of not protein. Right. Some kind of meat or vegetable.
And that's kind of what they were doing with the first Golden Sun. I don't remember them doing it in the second one. But basically there's a little Chinatown we'll go with that makes silk, so they have to go deliver the silk because they can't actually grow any crops. So they do cover it.
I think that's how it was.
Go ahead.
China was the number one producer of silk. That's the only place I could get it from, and it was needed for Buddhist rituals.
There were some spices too, wasn't it?
It may have been. I don't know. A lot of that region had, like, different places had their own resources, and they kind of traded with each other. They needed them a lot for different things, sort of especially silk. Yeah. Silk was really needed for, I think it's used in Buddhist rituals, and so is incense. Yeah.
We're just working on the one-on-one now, eventually. I think I had to go level up after this. I don't show the leveling, though, because I think I got another 10 levels, but...
So you actually caught up, then, in terms of level and difficulty? Or were you just staying further over leveled?
For this one, no, actually. The only reason I leveled up so much for this one is it's a one-on-one. You can't actually use your team members for this one, so...
Oh, yeah. So you need to be powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like, it's not like the fight you can choose and P5 by just equipping the persona that reflects everything physical,
Right.
and then just guard over and over.
Because
the enemies
there's a few of them that do that, isn't it?
That reflect physical.
No, few fights that you can just use that persona for.
I mean maybe, but you don't get a good one till later.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Typically, I mean, there's a lot of fights. I guess it's a shame that you can cheese the Reaper so easily in that one. In 3, you actually had to strategize. Like you cheese the fight in 3, it was still like a really easy way to do it. But yeah, it was a lot harder because if A, the attack didn't connect, then you're screwed. If you started the battle and your turn order wasn't in the right order, you gotta try again.
Yeah.
And if you get his health all the way down to a certain amount and you miss, then alright, now he's gonna kill the whole party and you gotta start again. And it's not like in 5 where you can just... You've got a safe room where you can save. 3 has like... in 3, I think you could only save at the entrance. And... you climb up and you'll get to areas where you can teleport back and teleport back up there, but you can't save.
It's pretty similar in that regards, but you could retry floors if I remember correctly.
I know for Vanilla 4, the only places you could save were the entrance and
the boss.
Before a boss battle, yeah.
Yeah,
and that was important, because you could at least teleport up to the boss room, which was good, because in 3 you couldn't. You had to fight your way back up to the boss battle and waste SP.
Right. By the way, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either win the fight or lose the fight. It does change things a little bit, so I wanted to win the fight, obviously. So, Lloyd Irving is the Observer. Basically, oh, this is a good point, actually. Let's see what Lloyd says. Although, of course, Lloyd isn't going to listen to the rules. Can I press A? Why did I leave this? There we go. Or dies. Yep.
He's pretty like, alright, yeah. Or dies.
We've killed a lot of people already. Why not? But yeah, I don't remember if this is the right one or if I did show one of my failed attempts. And then I tried it again later. I'm trying to remember. Obviously, apparently, I forgot to cut this part, and I apologize for that.
I think we made a reference very early on to committing Sudoku. Does he do this if he loses?
He tries to.
You see, I knew they were going to put that in there.
Yeah.
You can't have ninjas or traditional Japanese values without someone trying to end their life after they've been dishonored.
He definitely tries to. Doesn't get to do it, but he tries. I don't remember what level I am at this moment. I would assume that I'm high enough, but... yeah, I think I am, because I'm pretty sure I'm almost... yeah, I'm guarding a lot, so... and I'm glowing red, so this has got to be the right one. Because basically I'm almost in, frick, what's that mode called? Overlimit, or whatever you call it? So basically the mode where Sheena can actually happen to summon. And I'm trying to get him stuck in the corner. Because it's like, once he's in the corner...
yeah, you just corner trap him, corner fight him.
Exactly. He can still jump over you, obviously. He is a ninja, but it does happen to make it significantly easier.
He's a terrible ninja because he's wearing red and you can see him.
Right. There we go. There's Overlimit. So basically that means the fight's been won because I actually get to do a summon. Because if you don't have Overlimit, remember, you don't get this. And done. That's actually
what an honorable way to win an honor fight. This guy's fighting with a sword and the stars, and you're just like, no, I'm gonna kill you with the lightning storm.
Right, exactly. I was gonna say it's pretty easy to cheese that one if you have Overlimit and you get him right in the middle. It's like, all right, time to die. Oh yeah, he stole Corin's bell from us. I forgot about that. And now,
he's not doing it right. He's supposed to kneel first.
Right. We can't. Oh, I forgot we didn't have to stop him.
Well, he could. He should let him. Well, natural selection.
Right. Man, I totally forgot we could have let him kill himself.
I'm being pitied by my parents' killer. I've fallen. Dude, just throw yourself in the river.
Nah,
it's right there.
And then Sheena summons Undyne and is like, no, you don't get to die today.
Oh man, or they give him something so he'll live forever.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we're gonna make you into a half-elf. Have fun with that.
I've always thought about that. It was people. I don't know why people would ever want to be immortal because if you're ever
bullshit. saying there's no meaning in dying. I mean, I guess there won't be once. I mean, obviously.
Wait,
won't be
they're saying there's no meaning in dying?
Yes, they just said that.
There's no. I guess because they don't have an afterlife. So, wait. Yeah. So I guess that's why they say there's no point in death, because there's no.
Yeah,
If there's nothing after it, then I guess yeah.
it's still really stupid.
Yeah.
There's no point in dying.
Can't he just teleport to like his kitchen and then kill himself with a steak knife?
Probably. Maybe that's what he did for all we know. Aw, the upload has failed. That makes me.
Should have given him like a curse where like anytime he brings a blade to himself, it turns into like a novelty rubber one, so like it strengthens whenever he tries to stab
Oh,
himself.
that would have been great. Give him immortal life, and everything he touches turns into plastic. Yeah.
You see, I don't know why people would ever want immortal life, because you would slowly watch everyone around you die.
And they do kind of touch on that a little bit here with the elves. And the
Yeah, like
half-elves.
I can't imagine, because like it's different with vampires, because well, I guess depending on the universe and the clan in that universe, they have like no emotion and they couldn't care any less.
That's true.
But if you're someone like an elf, then I don't know how you deal with it. Just kind of watching everyone around you die.
Only meet elves, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because there's an elf-only village here, so maybe that's what they do. Just hunker down and be like, nah, I don't want any heartache. And that's why they're so racist, because they don't care about anybody but themselves. But that's just a theory. A game theory.
Oh no.
Sorry.
And that's why I gave the Pope Tales of Symphonia. I'm thinking of that now, where he kind of boots it up and he gets interested and he's like, okay. The Pope? I'm the enemy? Oh no, no, no.
This isn't okay, Matt.
Smash that excommunicate button.
Matt Pat excommunicated. He sent me Undertale. Alright, I was willing to believe that.
Hello.
They didn't actually show
Jesuits? Is this the Jesuits? Yeah, Father Martin. We got a new one for the hit list.
Oh my gosh. That's why Father Martin always says these stupid things.
He's a secret agent.
Exactly. He's actually super faithful to the Catholic Church, but he has to make people think that there's no ninja Jesuit order. Yeah. There we go.
No one
Done.
would ever expect such an unorthodox priest to. People would think, oh, well, he's not like all of them, and they invite him into their house, and then bam, knife in the back.
Exactly. There we go. All right, we found out the ninja Jesuit order. Done. All right, perfect.
Let me write him a letter.
Dear Father Martin.
Dear Father Martin, I know your true identity. Give me $1 million before this date, or I will disclose this information. You know what you've done.
If I never meet you again, I know what happened. Ooh. He's the papal assassin.
If I meet him, I'll give him like a handshake and then speak some gibberish. And when he says, what? He says, what? So yeah, you know what it means. Or like bring him in close for a whisper and say, yeah, I know.
I know your secret, Father Martin. Oh man, that could mean a lot of different things for Father Martin.
I think just telling anybody I know your secret gets they're like, oh,
that's true.
Which one?
That's true. Oh man, if only that was the case. I really wish that was the reason, just to make people not think he was, but I have a hunch that's not it.
No one would ever expect it.
That's true. Oh yeah, this part of the game. We have... Oh, as a heads up, by the way, there was unfortunately some more problems recording, because this was when my old computer was dying. So just a heads up on that. It's unfortunate, but... Also, we now have a bunch of we have to use a bunch of animals to solve problems. Such as having the pig ram headfirst into a tree. That was a good
Whoa.
joke, Zealous.
Whoa, that was...
Yeah, basically wherever there's flowers, we can, yeah. They just explained it. So wherever there's flowers, we can use the ring. It does different things depending on which color of the flowers, so...
Yeah, it's sort of like the temples and the mage's ring.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll find out what that happens next time, what each one does with each thing. So until then, guys, yep, make sure you have a great day and packs up bonum.